What's going on tonight, everyone? It's Nick with Us versus Herd. If it's your first time here, I'm doing my watch list. If you want to get notifications, subscribe and tap the bell for when we go live or do the watch list. We're trying to get prepared for the market mentally. We're always looking at the market. We're always thinking about what our next move is. So if you want to join the UvH fam, interact with our community, get involved with our community, links are below to our Discord along with our free options trading group on Facebook. And without further ado, we're going to get into kind of what I'm looking at tomorrow, what I'm looking at in terms of news, and what has been, driving the market lower. I mean, today is the first day of Q4. It's October 1st. We're here. If you're not sure what October effect is, now, not saying this is 100% what's happening right now, but it is to take note. I mean, we did drop. The S&P was down 1.23%. Huge drop today, over 1% move. And what they usually say, the month of October is historically known as volatility spikes up. There's a lot more opportunity for us options traders typically in October, and whether that's to the downside or to the upside or whatever. But the reason why October has a bad rap because the panic of 1907, Black Tuesday, Black Thursday, the Great Depression all started in October. So when you have the time, look into the October effect. I'm not saying that's what's happening here, but it is pretty interesting. The first day of October, we get slammed. Obviously what happened today was the manufacturing data. We have the manufacturing data was expected, it was 4.78. And I'm sorry, we had 47.8 and the expected was 50.2 in terms of the manufacturing data. Come on. I'm going to close this. Anyways, so the manufacturing data came in weak. Trump blamed the Fed. People are blaming the trade war that we've been in a year and a half. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. The numbers are what the numbers are. Manufacturing data is weak. You could blame the trade war, you could blame the Fed, you can blame whoever you are. It still tanked the market today. The number is still lower. So we're going to be looking at, this week we also have the jobs numbers coming out for the last month. So it's going to be interesting to see what unemployment rate is at and where job growth is at as well. So, I'll be looking at SPY and the SPX as well. Like I've been saying, we've been in a downtrend. I'm just kind of confirmed. As you can see over the last week, for SPY, we kept hitting like 28, between 27.50 and 298. So between 297.50 and 298, we were hitting like a wall. We kept inching up, getting smacked. Futures are up a little bit right now, but that's after a big losing day. That's very typical. We'll see definitely where we open tomorrow. I'm looking at futures right now. I'll be looking at futures all night and kind of seeing where we're going to be. But I wouldn't be surprised if this tries to make a run to like 295 and then dumps again. But right now we still are in a downtrend. We can definitely see the lower 290s here, and then it's going to be very, very, very interesting, especially right now at like 293. We're at the top of the range that we broke out of back in August. So if it starts breaking down 290, we might be bouncing again between 285 and 295. Once again, we're back in this range. We broke out briefly just for like a month or so, and now it looks like we're headed back in there. We topped out again at all-time highs, and now we're headed back down. The S&P was still up about 19% for the year, so we still have a solid cushion before we start seeing I would say panic. But definitely, we'll definitely see who wants to take some L's in Q4 here as things heat up. Also, we're going to be on Monday. We're supposed to be in trade talks with China. So far, that's still on. So I'm also looking at BABA as well. BABA took a hit due to the trade news, and it tried to recover a little bit today. It did hit like 163.60s, and then it came back up to 166. So the one thing I like about BABA, whether it goes up or down, right now it's back into really wide swings. Back in here wasn't really that big, but now we're having some pretty big numbers. So there's a lot of opportunity here in terms of going short and going long. So, I'm looking at Alibaba right now. I do think it's probably going to hit like the 160s and probably the 155s, retest that. But it has been bouncing here, so I'm going to be playing it slow. If we go to like 162, 163 area, I'm definitely going to be trying to lay in short to see if we can get to 160 or below. Tesla is another one that I'm watching. So they did go up today, even though the market was weak. It's expected any day now that Tesla's going to release their Q3 numbers for vehicle deliveries. They did last week. They did have an email leak regarding the number of deliveries, and Elon said they could hit over 100,000, but we don't have the official number now. Right now, it's all rumors. I mean, this could all go to hell and in a handbasket if whatever was leaked was wrong or whatever. But people are trading that. Someone did load up pretty big today on Tesla this afternoon and push it up pretty high. Had a couple legs up here today, and I'm looking at let's say 248 break. I would definitely think it could fill this gap to 260. So right now I don't have a position on. Actually, don't have any positions on. I'm really just kind of observing the market and seeing where we're going to go and seeing if we're going to have whether like a dead cat bounce or if more data is going to come out. We still have this impeachment thing hanging over our heads, and then we have the trade war thing going on. So that's why I've not been holding overnight. I've also been taking my gains pretty consistently and not letting my gains get too big, just trying to make my wins very consistent, very mechanical, and taking profits when I hit those targets between 20 and 40%. Also, NVIDIA made some money in here today. NVIDIA was a great short today, and kept getting rejected here at the 180. So I'm going to see if it tries to make a run back up there. If not, I think we are definitely going to hit the lower 170. So right now we're basically mid-range. So we're at 174. We close at 174 on the dot here, and so we're mid-range, so it could go either way. Could be a good strangle play, but it's really going to need a catalyst, I think, to push it back up to like 181. I couldn't believe that it just ran like that at open, and only to just go down all day. Apple is the other one that I'm looking at here. Traded this a little bit as well today. It was looking pretty strong as well. Tried to fight, but eventually ended up a little bit lower than where it gapped up. Still ended the day green today, so we'll see where it goes. I do think that we want to push down to like the 220. I would love to see it back to 220. 220 has been like a magnet for Apple lately, so I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to 220 and pops back up, because over the last few weeks, it's been dropping below, going back up to 220, going up above 220, going and then revisiting 220. So like 220 magnet is pretty strong. It looks like it wants to head back to 220, but we'll see. There's a lot of positive data on Apple right now in terms of the JP Morgan upgrade. Tim Apple said that their numbers are coming in strong for the new iPhone 11s. Who knows what that means for the long term, but initially they're very happy. I mean, obviously he's going to say that. He's not going to say they're disappointed in what's going on here. They just released a new product. They're going to talk it up. Officially, no official numbers have come out about anything regarding iPhone numbers or anything like that. So we'll see what happens with Apple. But I'm definitely thinking potentially 220. So I'll be looking at here, seeing where the momentum is shifting. And right now, the sentiment for the stock market is pretty bearish, I would say, in terms of everything that's going on. But if there is a trade deal, if it does happen, Apple's probably gonna skyrocket pretty. So I'm just trading safe, trading pretty slow. I never had more than 2 positions on today, so just really taking it easy and just taking my gains. Now, to get into like the second portion of this, give you some context here. What happened if you're not sure? The brokerage wars are heating up. Schwab said that they're not going to charge commissions now for stocks and ETFs. They are still going to charge 65 cents for options contract. Right here, the trading of options will continue to be subject of a fee of 65 cents per contract. So they're going to charge per contract. So they've pretty much taken the stance of like Robinhood and Tastyworks. So Tastyworks, I trade with Tastyworks, and there's no base fee or commission fee. It's just $1 per contract. However, Schwab is now saying there's no base fee but you're going to pay 65 cents per contract. But with Tastyworks, it's really like 50 cents per contract because you're charged $1 to open it, but you're charged $0 to close. So it's like 50 cents per, it's $1 round trip, which comes out to like 50 cents one way. So, round trip, it looks like they're going to come out, 30% more expensive with Schwab than like Tastyworks. But that being said, Schwab doesn't want to be the last person to be charging commissions, so they made the move early. They want to experience the growth that Robinhood has. I don't think they necessarily see what the difference between like a paid platform versus Robinhood has, because Robinhood doesn't have a lot of tools. Their support is terrible. They don't charge commissions, but that's what you get. With these major brokerages, they have great platforms. They have great tools like E-Trade, TD Ameritrade, and they have great support, which is why they charge commissions. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out. But with that being said, Schwab was down a whole 9% today with the news. They almost hit the 52-week low here. They hit this a couple months ago, or last month, actually end of August, $35. So I'm definitely looking at a trade in here. I'm going to see if it play maybe the 37 puts if it makes a push down to 35, or see if it kind of hits a reversal here. So I'll see where this opens up tomorrow, but that's kind of what I'm thinking of. The puts on this were up. Schwab was one of the more liquid ones. I'll show you the other ones, but they're not as liquid. Schwab, they have pretty good volume when the contract's bid, and the ask is a little wide on some of these, so you got to be a little bit careful. So we'll see. I do think that it could potentially revisit the 52-week lows here. Had a nice run here, but crapped out at 44. And now we're headed back down to the 52-week lows. And Ameritrade, TD Ameritrade, they were down a whole 25%. I don't know if this is like a multi-year low. Yeah, this is like, this is like the lowest the stock's been in like 3 years. So definitely hitting multi-year low here. We'll definitely I think could go to like 31 area, 32 area, which is where this support was down in here, which was back in like 2016. So very, very interesting to see. I do think the brokerages know what they're doing. They're going to be making money off of interest. They're going to be making money off of other things. I don't think it's going to be that bad for the brokerages starting out. But, I was actually really surprised they took such a big hit. These guys, and they didn't even try to recover today. They just stayed flat. They just went down all day long. TD Ameritrade, they didn't have enough strikes here, so they need to open up some more strikes. So that's one of the things that stopping me to trade. They did have some good volume in these 36s here, but we'll see. They need to open some more strikes here for TD Ameritrade, and then same with ETFC E-Trade. I think they're at multi-year lows as well, and so we'll see if these guys push higher. But these guys were also down 6%. This is huge. I will say about E-Trade, they don't have that much volume on these, so you want to be careful. Some of these, this one has 600, 900, but you want to be careful on some of these that were obviously in the money. Not a lot of people traded these, but now that they're up 15%, 15,000%, 12,000%, people are looking in here. Also, such a big move. Is the dip going to get bought? Are they going to go lower? Are we going to push lower? We're going to try to get back up to 40. We'll definitely see. It definitely looks like it wants to go higher here. If we just look at what happened intraday, it definitely stabilized E-Trade. So if anything, maybe E-Trade looks like the best to buy calls on. So we'll kind of see. We'll play it by ear. But those are the kind of stocks that I'll be looking at for tomorrow. So we'll get prepared. Leave a comment below if you watch this video to the end. Comment below, watch to the end. I love reading those comments. If you guys have stocks that you're watching that I didn't name, list them below as well. And if you like the video, hit the like button. Definitely appreciate it. As always, stay safe, stay green. It's us versus herd.